Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Hello, you're listening to Radio Lewis where the music matters. My name's Steve Brooks, and this is Vapour Trails.
Here you go, way too fast. Don't slow down, you're gonna crash. You should watch your step. Don't look out, gonna break your neck. So shut your mouth. 'Cause I'm not listening anyhow. I had enough of you. Enough to last a lifetime through. So what do you want of me? Got no words of sympathy. And if I go around with you, you know that I get messed up too with you. Here you go, way too fast. Don't slow down, you're gonna crash. You don't know what's been going down. You've been running all over town, so shut your mouth. 'Cause I'm not listening anyhow. I had enough of you. Enough to last a lifetime through. So what do you want of me? Got no cure for misery. And if I go around with you, you know that I get messed up too with you. With you. With you. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no. You're gonna crash. No, 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 no
Yes, and welcome to Vapour Trails, number 67 apparently. And this is the second part of the favourite intros because I just couldn't fit them all in last week. And first you heard there The Primitives and Crash from 1986's album Bubbling Up, and that's the request of John Pollard, so cheers John. And it's got quite a few requests to get through again today, and we've also got a compilation of choice from Dave Houghton, who's chosen a 1980 compilation which came out on K-Tel. Yeah, I remember those. It's called Hot Wax, so we've got some great tracks from that as well. So anyway, next up, request of Scott O'Brien and Vasco Menzies, and this is New Model Army and Vagabonds.
are raging and eyes full of wonder, kicking out behind us again. Nighttime city beat, the radio is calling the lost and lonely in vain. Out here we're running for the wide open spaces, and the roads smile off to the lane. We are old, we are young, we are in this together. Vagabonds and children, yeah, prisoners forever. Pulses raging, eyes full of wonder, kicking out behind us again. I watched it as a boy alone at the quayside, the ship's loading cargo in the night. The names all calling to faraway places. The years go past, the miles go by. Still is a childhood moment will not die. We are old, we are young, we are in this together. Vagabonds and children, yeah, prisoners forever. With pulses raging and eyes full of wonder, kicking out behind us again. We are old, we are young, we are in this together. Vagabonds and children, yeah, prisoners forever. Pulses raging and eyes full of wonder, kicking out behind us again.
Ah, that's cracking, isn't it? New Model Army and Vagabonds from 1989. And yeah, cheers for that one, Scott. And Vasco, great minds think alike, eh? And all that. Which brings us very nicely to the first track of the compilation of choice this week, which comes from Dave Heltner, and it's the Hot Wax compilation from 1980, which came out on K-Tel Records. And as Dave reminded me, this was on constantly in the youth club in Chipperfield, where we grew up. It absolutely really took me back. I could even taste the chewing gum and the sweets and everything else we used to have at the time. And yeah, so Dave's chosen 3 tracks from this, and this is the first one. This is Genesis and Turn It On Again. Yeah, Genesis, and turn it on again, and we'll have 2 more tracks from the compilation of choice later in the show. And yeah, it's just to take a break, as we have been doing quite a bit lately, to do an RIP. And this one's in memory of Tim Brooke Taylor, who passed away last week, and this is The Goodies.
Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum.
You need a helping hand, oh, you know we'll understand, oh, we're really right to the end, everyone needs a friend, goody, 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 we show you definitely why you should employ us three, we can take an end of your life, anything, anytime, hi, 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 goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum, goodies, we're coming for you, goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum, here we come into town, getting up for the down. Hey, why don't you give us a shot? Maybe we can work it out. Oh, come on, don't be shy. We lead to a better life. Goody, goody, goody. You want to sing our song? You can learn to ride along. We show you what to do, so you can be a goodie too. Boo, boo, boo. Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. Goodies, we're coming for you. Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum.
Up, down, and out, riding all about it.
Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. Goodies, 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 goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. Goodies.
Yes, the Goodies theme there from 1975, and yeah, especially in memory of Tim Brooke Taylor. And going back to the intros now, this one's the choice of fellow Dead Sea Scout Emily Hunt, and Emily's gone for Tom Jones. And this, I'd never heard this one before. This is from an album called The Lead and How to Swing It, which has got the most amazing cover. It's basically... oh, hang on a minute, can you hear that? I think my sausages need turning over, missus. Hang on a second, talk amongst yourselves. Yes, always the professional me. Right, okay, where were we? Oh, yes, Tom Jones, yes. His album cover. The album's called The Lead and How to Swing It, if it isn't bad enough. And there's a picture of Tom in a string vest and a very fetching pair of sky blue trousers and pair of white shoes. And he's literally screaming. And behind him is a model dressed in kind of like a see-through plastic Mac, a silver bikini with a colander on her head. So, yes, I don't know what the artistic director was thinking at the time. But anyway, from 1994, this is Tom Jones and If Only I Knew.
Yeah! The same old war zone as I walk alone in the city, making me an offer. I don't be looking at a new cinema. Live action, all the noise of attraction beats up on the streets of Salad do mark up better than telling them off. Don't stock up shop, but they don't mind. All that matters is you're not here tonight. And now I wonder, am I going to dig a hole 10 feet under sea, under me, under you, under we, undivided, undecided. If I only knew what I could do to make you love me, to make you love me. If I only knew what I could do to make you love me, to make you love me.
Up north where the snow grows colder, I travel onward, across the border. Looked at my girl that I once knew frozen. I found that I was chosen to be the follower of the deity. Make myself scarce while they come to play bargain for my body and soul. All the flames go around, surround me. I won't go, and under the ozone. I wanna cuddle up behind your backbone. I never stay long where I'm not wanted. I feel haunted. Yo, brother, when you gonna go back to the war zone to break down the wall? If I only knew what I could do to make you love me, to make you love me. If I only knew what I should do to make you love me, to make you love me. If I only knew what I could do to make you happy, to make you happy. If I only knew what I should do, yeah, to make you love me. I bared my soul to the golden traces, went to the forest of the holy places. And now I wonder, am I gonna dig a hole 10 feet under? Under she, under me, under you, under we, undivided, undecided. To make you happy. If I only knew what I should do to make you happy. To make you happy. If I only knew what I could do to make you love me. If I only knew what I should do to make you love me. If I only knew what I should do. If I only knew what I should do.
Skylims, Jesus, if I'm always saying 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 Hallelujah, brothers. Well, coming back from Zulu land, where I'll spend my holiday. Well, starts off in the leper's town, where my soul was saved. Hell, Skylims, Jesus, if I'm always saying 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 Jesus H. Christ. I met a man whose name was Jesus, and he said he was God's son. He laid his hand upon my leg, so I kissed him on the mouth. Yep, Skylims, Jesus, if I'm always saying 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 give me some of that fancy picking, John Paul. Wow, that's mighty nice. Ooh, pray to me, boys, pray.
Yes, all done in the best possible taste there. King Kurt and Gather Your Limbs from 1983's album Ooh Walla Walla. And that was especially chosen by Alan Walker. So cheers for that one, Alan. And before that was the legend that is Tom Jones and If Only I Knew, which apparently that's a cover version. It was originally done by a white rap act called Rise Robot Rise, apparently. Anyway, moving swiftly along. Next one is for Barry Holmes, and it's a bit of Jimi Hendrix and Voodoo Child. Yeah, an absolute classic there. Cheers, Barry. And talking of classics, here's The Who.
OMG. It's Vapour Trails on Radio Lewis.
Que eu quero passar, pois o samba está animado. O que eu quero é samba, este samba que é misto de maracatu. É samba de preto veio, samba de preto do. Mas que nada, um samba como este tá legal. Você não vai querer que eu chegue no final. Sai da minha frente que eu quero passar, pois seu samba está animado. O que eu quero é samba, este samba que é misto de maracatu. É samba de preto veio, samba de preto do. Mas que nada, um samba como este tá legal. Você não vai querer que eu chegue no final.
Yeah, baby, groovy. That was Sergio Mendes in Brazil 66. And that was the Ali B moment for this show. And that was Mais Que Nada, which translates as More Than Nothing. And the album that's on is actually called Herb Albert Presents Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, as if they couldn't quite be trusted to release an album on their own. And before that, of course, you heard The Who with Bubba O'Reilly, and that was the choice of Peter Burnell Smith. So cheers for that one, Peter. And next up, we've got the next track from the compilation of choice, Hot Wax, as chosen by Dave Elton. And here's a bit of Rainbow and All Night Long.
It's looking good, but I just don't know.
Yes, Rainbow and All Night Long from 1979 has featured on the compilation of choice this week, Hot Wax. The other thing I was just thinking about, we used to listen to that all the time, like I say, at the youth club in Chipperfield, and Chipperfield's way out in the countryside of Hertfordshire, and we're all kind of carrot crunchers and a bit behind the times. And the weird thing I remember about that was 1979, 1980 when we were going, so we were teenagers, and the walls were still covered in these giant posters from the glam rock years, from when the youth club was open before. And so there was these enormous pictures of people like Alvin Stardust and Susie Quattro and David Essex and different things staring down at us. Okay, we've got one there as a choice of Dave Houghton, and now one for his younger brother Sean. And Sean's chosen this as his favourite intro. This is ELO and Telephone Line.
Hello, how are you? Have you been alright through all those lonely, 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 lonely nights? That's what I'd say. I'd tell you everything if you'd pick up that telephone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, how you feeling? Are you still the same? Don't you realize the things we did were all for real, not a dream? I just can't believe they've all faded out of view. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Do-wop, do-be-do-do-wop, do-wah-do-lang. Blue days, black nights, do-wah-do-lang. Look into the sky, the love you need ain't gonna see you through. And I wonder why the little things you plan ain't coming true. Oh, telephone line, give me some time. I'm living in twilight. Oh, telephone line, give me some time. I'm living in twilight. Okay, so no one's answering. Well, can't you just let it ring a little longer, longer, longer? Oh, I'll just sit tight through shadows of the night. Let it ring forevermore. Oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do-wop, do-be-do-do-wop, do-wah-do-lang. Blue days, black nights, do-wah-do-lang. I look into the sky, the love you need Very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck, the good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand and you suffer, superstition ain't the way. Yeah. Ooh, very superstitious. Wash your face and hands. Let me go the problem. Do all that you can. Keep me in daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't want to save me. Sad is the song. When you believe in things you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition is the way. Yeah. Very superstitious. Nothing more to say. Very superstitious. The devil's on his way. 13-month-old baby. Broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. Good things in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. No, no, no.
Ah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, Stevie Wonder there from 1972 album Talking Book and Superstition, which was the choice of Kevin McVeigh. So cheers for that one, Kev. And before that was ELO and Telephone Line from 1976, and that was the choice of Sean Helton. Okay, so next up we've got one for Donna Cobb, and this is The Levellers and One Way.
There's only one way of life, and that's your own, your own, your own.
love that laugh, circle days on the underpass. The noise we thought would never stop died a death as the punks grew up. We choked on all our dreams, we wrestled with our fears. We're running through the heartless concrete streets, chasing our ideas. Run!
Yeah, cheers to that one, Donna. That was The Levellers and One Way, which apparently was the original recording of that from the 1991 album Level in the Land. And also just to say that Mark Chadwick, the singer, lives in Lewis somewhere. Wonder if he ever tunes in. Anyway, next up, especially for Sally Robinson, we've got a bit of Bowie. And from 1973, this is Drive-In Saturday.
Let me put my arms around your head. Gee, it's hot, let's go to bed. Don't forget to turn on the light. Don't laugh, babe, it'll be alright. Pour me out another phone. I'll ring and see if your friends are home. Perhaps the strange ones in the dome can lend us a book we can read up alone. And try to get it on like once before. When people stared in Jagger's eyes and scored like the video films we saw. His name was always Buddy, and he'd shrug and ask to stay. She'd sigh like Twig the Wonder Kid and turn her face away. She's uncertain if she likes him, but she knows she really loves him. It's a crash course for the ravers. It's a drive-in Saturday. Young the foreman prayed at work. Neither hands nor limbs would burst. It's hard enough to keep formation amid this fallout saturation. Cursing at the astronet that stands in steel by his cabinet. He's crashing out with Sylvia. Euro supply for aging men. With snorting head he gazes to the shore. Once it raged, the sea that raged no more, like the video films he saw. His name was always Buddy, drunk and asked to stay. And she'd sigh like Twig the Wonder Kid and turn her face away. She's uncertain if she likes him, but she knows he really loves him. It's a crash course for the ravers. It's a drive-in Saturday. Yeah. His name was always Buddy, and he'd shrug and ask to stay. And she'd sigh like Twig the Wonder Kid and turn her face away. She's uncertain if she likes him, but
yes, absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Yes. Crash Course for the Ravers there. I love those lyrics by Bowie. Yes, Drive-In Saturday from 1973's album Aladdin Sane, and that was the choice of Sally Robinson. So thank you very much, Sally. That was great. So just a couple of tracks to go now, and we're coming up to the final one from the compilation of choice this week, which is a Hot Wax from 1980, and this is new music, and this really does take me back, because I haven't heard this for donkey's years. Yeah, this is new music, and This World of Water.
These waters have frozen, can't break the ice no more. It's raining so hard now, can't seem to find a shore. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide. This all goes so much deeper than some would like to say. Soaked in this world of water until it's washed away. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide. World of water, you can drown but you still survive. No color, no feelings, no time to sit around. No living, no dying, no one here to be found. No entry, no exit. I like to be beside the sea. The tide comes in once more, but I'm safe on higher ground. The water is still rising, it's come to drag me down. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide. World of water, you can drown but you still survive. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide. World of water, you can drown but you still survive. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide. World of water, you can drown but you still survive. World of water, where you swim for the other side. World of water, but you're swimming against the tide.
Yeah, that was new music. Well, kind of ancient music now. But yes, that was new music. Then This World of Water from 1980, and that was the final track of this week's compilation of choice. And if you want to share your own favourite compilation of choice, just get in touch on vapourtrails66@gmail.com. There's also Steve Vapour Trails, which is my profile on Facebook. And you can also find me on Twitter. We're at Steve Vapour TRA1. So Steve Vapour 1. So I'm not too sure what happened there when I was setting up that account. I suspect that, technology hasn't really beaten me, but it certainly gave me a good slap at that particular point. So we're coming up to the last track. So that just leaves me to say thanks to the sharers and carers as always. Thanks for everyone that's requested intros for this show and the last one. And also special thanks to Dave Elton for the compilation of choice this week. Also give a shout out to Dave's wife Vicky, who's working on the front line at Watford General, and also to their boy Sydney. So I hope you're all keeping well, guys. And yes, the theme next week, I think we should go for... I've been watching lots and lots of black and white films at the moment for my PhD research. So I thought black and white, how about that for a theme? So yes, I know titles that have either black or white in the title, or black and white, or in the names of the artists, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. So yes, anyway, last track, and this is one for me. Hooray! Actually, I'm going to dedicate this one to Andy Baz and to Raymond Gorman as well. And this is just one of my all-time favourite intros. Absolutely marvellous. It's got like the devil's bass on it, which is quite apt, really, because this is That Petrol Emotion and Creeping to the Cross. Until next time, ta-ra.
rather be the devil than go creeping to the cross. And I'd rather be the devil than go creeping to the cross. So shame and shout, and so blame and down. So shame and shout, and so blame and down. Tiptoeing west with the night goes on. Tiptoeing west with night goes on.
Okay, that was the last song. You can fast forward and turn over the tape now.
Radio Lewis. Local community webcasting.